Picture this. The average human femur can bear roughly 30 times the weight of a grand piano. Yet after age 60, that same bone quietly loses about 1 to 2% of its mineral content every year. The numbers become stark when you zoom out. Osteoporotic fractures now outpace heart attacks, strokes, and breast cancer combined in women over 60. And the twin threat of sarcopenia, age muscle wasting, means every slip carries an even bigger risk. But what if some of the most potent tools for fortifying both bone and muscle aren't exotic powders or pricey prescriptions, but the humble seeds already rattling in your pantry drawer? Modern nutrition science is starting to rewrite the bone health playbook. In 2024, researchers publishing in Scientific Reports showed that daily intake of sesame oil rich in the same lignans and minerals found in whole sesame seeds preserved spine and hip bone mineral density, and even nudged estrogen back toward premenopausal levels in animal models of osteoporosis. Around the same time, analysts mining NHANES data uncovered a clear pattern in humans. Older adults who routinely ate seed-dense diets kept significantly stronger hips and greater lean body mass than their seed-avoiding peers, even after adjusting for overall protein and calcium intake. Beyond bone, the high-quality arginine-rich proteins in pumpkin and hemp seeds drive muscle protein synthesis through the same mTOR pathway activated by whey, while their magnesium and zinc recharge hundreds of enzymatic reactions critical for contractile strength. Yet the power of seeds is more than just a biochemical laundry list. It's also behavioral. From a neuroscience standpoint, seeds are friction-free habit drivers. Their crunchy texture lights up oral somatosensory circuits linked to the brain's reward center, releasing a microdose of dopamine that makes the ritual of sprinkle, chew, repeat intrinsically satisfying. That tiny pleasure bump is crucial because the dorsal striatum, your habit circuitry, thrives on immediate feedback. Layer that pleasant crunch onto an existing routine. Think topping morning yogurt, blending into a post-walk smoothie, or slipping a seed mix into the jacket pocket you always reach into, and you create what behavioral scientists call cue stacking, one of the most reliable ways to turn a health intention into an automatic behavior. Over the next few minutes, we'll dive into 6 science-backed insights that reveal exactly how specific seeds, sesame, pumpkin, chia, flax, hemp, and sunflower, work in concert to rebuild bone matrix, stimulate muscle fiber repair, and tame the silent inflammation that accelerates both bone loss and muscle breakdown. For each seed, you'll learn the critical dosage, best time of day, and simple pairing strategies. Spoiler, black pepper and vitamin D are powerful amplifiers. By the end, you'll have a plug-and-play seed protocol you can start today. No supplements, no guesswork. There's a reason ancient civilizations considered sesame seeds a symbol of immortality. Small but densely packed with calcium, magnesium, zinc, and sesamina, a potent lignan compound, these seeds offer a unique toolkit for rebuilding aging bones from the inside out. But to understand why sesame seeds matter after age 60, we need to zoom in on what's happening deep inside the skeletal system. Bone isn't static. It's constantly being remodeled through a balance of 2 opposing cell types: osteoclasts, which break bone down, and osteoblasts, which build it back up. After age 50, and especially in postmenopausal women, this balance tips unfavorably. Estrogen declines, osteoclast activity surges, and bones become porous, what we call osteoporosis. According to research published in the Journal of Medicinal Food, sesamine, a key compound in sesame seeds, may help reverse this trajectory. In one 2022 study, sesamine supplementation significantly reduced bone turnover markers and preserved mineral density in animal models simulating menopause. Here's what the research shows. Sesamine doesn't just block bone resorption. It actively stimulates osteoblast differentiation, meaning it encourages your body to build bone matrix, not just slow its loss. This effect appears even more pronounced when sesame is consumed with small amounts of vitamin D and healthy fats, which boost absorption of its fat-soluble nutrients. In real terms, That could mean stronger vertebrae, denser hips, and better posture. Elements crucial to balance, mobility, and independence. But calcium content alone isn't what makes sesame seeds special. 1 tablespoon of whole sesame seeds contains about 88 milligrams of calcium. Decent, but what makes it bioavailable is its supporting cast. Magnesium, which regulates calcium transport, zinc, needed for collagen synthesis, and boron, a trace mineral that boosts the effects of both estrogen and vitamin D. This mineral synergy creates a powerful environment for bone renewal, especially when paired with regular load-bearing exercise, such as brisk walking, resistance bands, or stair climbing. Now let's bring this into behavior change. How do you make sesame a daily ritual? A simple tool to apply is what behavioral science calls habit anchoring. Start by identifying a habit you already perform, like brewing your morning coffee or making your lunch salad. That's your anchor. Then pair it with 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame seeds, sprinkle them over avocado toast, add them into your yogurt bowl, or blend them into a smoothie. By attaching the new habit, sesame consumption, to an existing one, you reduce the cognitive load of change and increase the odds that the new behavior sticks. Here's a protocol to try. Dosage: 1 to 2 tablespoons of whole toasted sesame seeds daily. Timing: morning or early afternoon with a meal that includes fat for absorption. Pairing tip: add a source of vitamin D, like a fortified yogurt or sunshine exposure, for increased calcium uptake. Bonus boost: add black sesame seeds once or twice a week. They contain higher antioxidant levels, which combat oxidative stress linked to bone loss. Have you ever noticed that people in Mediterranean or Asian cultures who regularly consume tahini, a sesame paste, often maintain strong bone and joint health well into old age? That's no coincidence. Food traditions often encode wisdom long before science catches up. And now we have the evidence to confirm what these cultures have known intuitively for centuries. Now, pumpkin seeds and how their magnesium and zinc content can flip the muscle loss switch back off and help keep you strong, stable, and energetic even in your 70s. But before we continue, if this insight is helping you rethink how simple seeds can transform your body after 60, consider subscribing. Each week we unpack practical science like this to help you live stronger, longer. When we think of muscle preservation after 60, most of us instinctively reach for the word protein. But the truth is, what you eat matters just as much as how your body uses it. And pumpkin seeds are one of the few natural foods that support both. They don't just deliver muscle-building nutrients, they fine-tune the entire physiological environment that determines whether your muscles stay strong or slowly wither away. Let's start with what's inside. Pumpkin seeds, also called pepitas, are rich in high-quality plant-based protein, about 7 grams per ounce, and contain significant amounts of magnesium and zinc. These 2 minerals work behind the scenes to support muscle repair, electrolyte balance, and the enzymatic reactions that drive performance and recovery. But what's happening in your brain when you eat pumpkin seeds is just as important. Magnesium helps regulate the release of cortisol, the stress hormone that in excess breaks down muscle tissue and accelerates age loss. High cortisol, especially when combined with low testosterone or estrogen, creates a catabolic state, one where your body is essentially burning muscle to deal with stress. That's why high stress periods often coincide with loss of strength, low energy, and slower recovery from activity. Pumpkin seeds offer a natural counterbalance. Zinc, another key mineral in pumpkin seeds, plays a critical role in testosterone production, even in women, and supports immune function, wound healing, and protein synthesis. Think of zinc as a kind of hormonal stabilizer that keeps your muscle-building signals firing effectively. Without it, even a high-protein diet can fall flat. So how do we turn this knowledge into a tool? One of the most effective strategies is to make pumpkin seeds your post-walk or post-exercise snack. Why? Because physical activity primes the muscle cells to absorb nutrients, especially protein and magnesium, after a 20 to 30-minute walk, strength routine, or even light gardening, your muscles become more insulin sensitive, which means they're in a ready to rebuild state. Feeding them the right building blocks at this moment can significantly improve strength maintenance over time. There's a simple protocol to follow. Dosage: 1/4 cup of roasted or raw pumpkin seeds, roughly 14 to 16 grams of fat, 7 grams of protein. Timing: within 30 minutes after mild to moderate physical activity. Pairing: tip: combine with a piece of fruit, like a banana or apple, for a quick carbohydrate to assist protein absorption. Bonus strategy: try grinding pumpkin seeds and mixing them into oatmeal or yogurt if chewing is difficult or you prefer a softer texture. And here's the behavioral science kicker. Pumpkin seeds are naturally crunchy, slightly salty, and deeply satisfying, which means they trigger dopamine release in your brain's reward center. This makes them habit-forming in the right way. They're a keystone snack, small, easy, and neurologically rewarding enough to stick with over time. Add them to a reusable tin and leave it where you relax after your walk. That small cue can reinforce a healthy ritual that rewires your habit loops. Now pause for a moment and reflect. When was the last time you thought about protecting your muscles as something you eat for, not just train for? Food is information, and in the case of pumpkin seeds, it's a message your body interprets as rebuild, repair, preserve. Next, we'll dive into the surprisingly powerful hydration science behind chia seeds and why keeping your cells hydrated may be the missing link in joint comfort, muscle performance, and injury prevention. If you're enjoying this deep dive into science-backed tools for aging powerfully, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. We've got more brain and body breakthroughs coming your way each week. Let's talk about something most people overlook when thinking about strength and stability: cellular hydration. It's not just about how much water you drink, it's about how effectively your cells hold onto that water and use it for function. This is where chia seeds shine. Chia seeds are nutritional powerhouses known for their unique ability to absorb up to 12 times their weight in water. When soaked, they form a gel-like coating. And that's not just a kitchen curiosity. That gel mimics how water behaves inside your tissues. It slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and more importantly, enhances the hydration of your cells, especially muscle and joint cells that rely on fluid balance to function optimally. Why does this matter after 60? As we age, our body's ability to retain intracellular water diminishes. Muscles become stiffer, joints lose their cushion, and dehydration, even mild, starts to affect not just energy, but coordination, flexibility, and even mental clarity. Have you noticed how a small stumble becomes more likely when you're tired or haven't had enough fluids? That's not just fatigue, that's impaired neuromuscular signaling. Chia seeds help reverse this by supporting what scientists call interstitial fluid dynamics, essentially the movement of water between and within cells. But it doesn't stop at hydration. Chia seeds are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly ALA, a plant-based precursor to EPA and DHA, which help reduce inflammation throughout the body. This is critical because low-grade chronic inflammation degrades the collagen in joints and connective tissue, contributing to stiffness and discomfort. Omega-3s counteract this process, preserving both muscle elasticity and joint mobility. The fiber in chia seeds also plays a key role. It slows glucose absorption and feeds gut bacteria that produce anti-inflammatory short-chain fatty acids. A well-defined energy gut influences everything from immune response to joint pain to nutrient absorption. In short, chia seeds help at every level, from gut to joints to muscle to brain. So how can you use them effectively? Here's a protocol to follow. Dosage: 1 to 2 tablespoons of chia seeds daily. Timing: morning is ideal, especially when soaked overnight for maximum hydration benefit. Preparation: tip: soak in water, almond milk or juice for 15 to 30 minutes or overnight. The resulting chia gel can be added to smoothies, yogurt, or eaten directly. Hydration hack: Add a pinch of salt and a squeeze of lemon to your Chia drink. This enhances electrolyte absorption and cellular hydration even further. And here's a behavior science insight. By creating a morning ritual around Chia, you stack hydration and nutrient intake into the same habit loop. It becomes a visual cue. The gel-like texture also slows your eating speed, which increases satiety and signals fullness to the brain, helping with healthy weight maintenance, another key factor in reducing joint stress. Let's pause with a question. Have you ever felt lightheaded, weak, or stiff first thing in the morning? That's often a sign of poor overnight hydration. By starting your day with a hydrating, omega-3 rich chia blend, you give your body a leg up, literally, on balance, flexibility, and energy. Next up, flax seeds. These small brown seeds have an outsized effect on hormonal balance, especially in women post-menopause. And they're one of the most powerful food-based tools for reducing bone loss and chronic inflammation. Let's explore how they work and how to use them wisely. When most people think about hormones and aging, they picture hot flashes or mood swings. But far more quietly, hormones are shaping your bones. Especially after menopause or andropause, the drop in estrogen or testosterone doesn't just affect mood or energy, it changes how your bones hold minerals, how they respond to stress, and how quickly they break down. This is where flax seeds offer an incredible science-backed advantage. Flax seeds are the richest food source of lignans, plant compounds that act as phytoestrogens. These lignans mimic some of the beneficial actions of estrogen, but without the negative effects linked to synthetic hormone replacement therapy. In women, this means they can gently ease the hormonal transition after menopause while supporting bone density. In men, they don't lower testosterone. Rather, they help regulate estrogen-testosterone balance, which also plays a role in skeletal. But here's what's even more fascinating. Flax seeds don't just protect bones indirectly through hormones. They also act directly on inflammation and oxidative stress, two major drivers of bone loss and frailty with age. The alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fat, reduces systemic inflammation. That's important because inflammation triggers osteoclasts, the cells that break down bone. So by calming inflammation, flax seeds literally slow down the rate at which your bones are being broken apart. Flax also contains minerals like magnesium and phosphorus, which are essential for forming the mineral matrix of bone. Think of your skeleton like a bridge. Collagen provides the structure, and minerals fill in the concrete. Flax supports both sides of that equation. Here's a simple flaxseed protocol to support hormonal balance and bone strength. Dosage: 1 to 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flaxseed per day. Whole flax passes through undigested. Timing: anytime during the day, but ideally with a meal for better absorption. Pairing tip: add to warm oatmeal, smoothies, yogurt, or sprinkle over roasted vegetables. The fiber and healthy fats blend well with most dishes. Storage tip: keep ground flaxseed in the refrigerator or freezer to prevent oxidation of its delicate fats. Now, here's a key behavior insight. Most people forget to use flax because it's not a snack. It's a supplement to protein. That means it needs a visual reminder. Try keeping a small glass jar of ground flax by your breakfast items next to the coffee, oats, or protein powder. That visual pairing becomes a habit cue, and the more consistently you see it, the more likely you are to incorporate it daily. Let's ask a quick question. Do you or someone you know avoid strength training because of joint pain or stiffness? Often it's not just a muscular issue, it's a hormonal and inflammatory one. Flax addresses that head on by working upstream, calming inflammation, supporting collagen repair, and balancing the hormones that regulate tissue turnover. And here's one more powerful strategy. For women over 50, combining flaxseed with resistance training at least twice per week significantly enhances the effect. It's a synergy. The flax optimizes hormonal and inflammatory conditions, and the exercise sends the rebuild signal to bones and muscles. Before we move into the next seed, I'd love to remind you If you're finding this kind of grounded, science-backed content helpful, it would mean a lot if you liked this video and subscribed. This channel is here to help you thrive physically and mentally at every stage of life, and your support helps us grow this empowering community. Now, on to hemp seeds. A complete plant protein with all 9 essential amino acids, and a game changer for maintaining muscle integrity and tendon health after 60. If there's one phrase that gets tossed around often but rarely understood, it's complete protein. After 60, when muscle mass naturally declines by about 1 to 2% per year, understanding this term becomes more than nutritional trivia. It's about protecting your independence, your energy, and your physical resilience. And here's where hemp seeds come in as a powerful, underrated ally. Unlike most plant-based proteins, hemp seeds contain all 9 essential amino acids, the building blocks your body cannot make on its own. These amino acids are critical for repairing muscle tissue, building enzymes, producing neurotransmitters, and strengthening connective tissue like tendons and ligaments. In fact, the amino acid profile of hemp is remarkably close to that of egg whites, long considered the gold standard in protein quality. But hemp seeds don't just contain protein, they make it absorbable. They're highly digestible due to low levels of anti-nutrients like phytates, which often interfere with mineral and protein absorption in other plant foods. This means the amino acids in hemp reach your muscle cells more efficiently, especially when consumed alongside physical activity. Let's talk biology for a moment. One of the key muscle-building pathways in your body is called mTOR, the growth switch that gets turned on in response to resistance, exercise, and sufficient amino acid intake, especially leucine. Hemp seeds are rich in this crucial amino acid, and while they may not match whey protein in leucine density, they do stimulate mTOR when consumed consistently, particularly when paired with regular strength or resistance training. But there's more. Hemp seeds are also rich in arginine, an amino acid that boosts nitric oxide production. This means better blood flow, enhanced nutrient delivery to muscles, and quicker recovery post-exercise. Improved circulation is especially important after 60, when vascular flexibility tends to decline and tissue repair slows down. Here's a practical hemp seed protocol. Dosage: 2 to 3 tablespoons of shelled hemp seeds daily. Timing: ideally post-exercise or as part of a protein-rich breakfast. Pairing tip: blend into smoothies, sprinkle over scrambled eggs, or mix into Greek yogurt with berries for a muscle and brain-supportive meal. Bonus strategy: combine with vitamin C-rich foods like strawberries or kiwi to enhance collagen synthesis. Important for tendon and joint health. Here's a behavior tip: make hemp seeds a texture ritual. Their mild, nutty flavor and soft crunch make them easy to fall in love with, and when you enjoy a food's texture, your brain's insular cortex, which governs taste and food satisfaction, lights up more strongly. That means your body starts to crave the habit in a good way. This creates a feedback loop that helps you stay consistent, and consistency is everything when it comes to muscle preservation. Let's reflect for a moment. Are you currently relying on meals that are carb dominant but low in protein, especially early in the day? That's one of the most common patterns that accelerates muscle loss after 60. Hemp seeds are a tool to rebalance that effortlessly. They take seconds to prepare, don't require refrigeration, and can turn a low-protein meal into a muscle-maintaining one. In fact, studies have shown that even modest increases in daily protein, as little as 15 grams, can help older adults regain lean muscle mass when combined with resistance movement. Hemp seeds give you a clean, digestible way to hit that target without needing supplements or animal products if you prefer a plant-forward diet. Next up, sunflower seeds. Often dismissed as a simple snack, but actually packed with powerful antioxidants and minerals that fight inflammation, protect mitochondria, and support long-term strength from the inside out. Let's unpack how they work. Sunflower seeds might be the most underestimated health food in your kitchen. Often tossed into trail mix or sprinkled on a salad for crunch, they're rarely seen as a foundational part of a strength and longevity plan. But once you understand the science behind their nutrients, especially their anti-inflammatory and mitochondrial supporting effects, you'll see why they deserve a daily spot on your plate after 60. Let's begin with inflammation. One of the silent accelerators of aging is chronic low-grade inflammation, often called inflammaging. It doesn't cause dramatic symptoms at first, but over time, it weakens bones, breaks down muscle fibers, and impairs the body's ability to repair itself after stress or exercise. This type of inflammation also interferes with mitochondrial health, the energy-producing engines inside your cells. When mitochondria are compromised, strength, stamina, and even brain function begin to fade. This is where sunflower seeds come in. They're one of the richest natural sources of vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant that helps neutralize free radicals and calm chronic inflammation in tissues, especially around the joints and muscles. Just 1 ounce of sunflower seeds provides nearly 40% of the recommended daily intake of vitamin E. And unlike synthetic supplements, the vitamin E in sunflower seeds comes packaged with other nutrients and cofactors that enhance its bioavailability. Sunflower seeds also contain selenium, a trace mineral critical for thyroid function, immune support, and crucially for protecting mitochondria from oxidative damage. Mitochondrial decay is a major driver of muscle fatigue and age weakness. Selenium acts like a shield, helping mitochondria stay efficient and resilient even under metabolic stress. But it's not just about inflammation. These seeds are also rich in B vitamins like folate, pantothenic acid, and niacin, all of which are essential for cellular energy production, red blood cell synthesis, and nervous system function. In other words, they help fuel not just the muscles themselves, but the neural circuits that control your strength, coordination, and balance. So, how do we bring sunflower seeds into a daily, easy-to-follow habit? Here's a protocol to try. Dosage: 2 tablespoons, roughly a small handful, daily. Timing: mid-morning or mid-afternoon, ideal for a blood sugar stabilizing snack. Pairing tip: combine with a few dried cranberries or dark chocolate chips for a brain-boosting antioxidant mix. Bonus strategy: add to warm meals like stir-fries or grain bowls. Their fat content helps absorb fat-soluble vitamins from other vegetables. And here's a neuroscience-backed behavioral tip. Eating sunflower seeds with your non-dominant hand actually boosts mindful awareness, a technique used in habit training to increase satisfaction and awareness of a new health behavior. Slowing down just enough to notice the taste and texture creates a deeper memory trace in your brain's reward system, helping the habit stick. Let's pause and consider this. When was the last time you thought about your energy coming from your cells, not just your motivation? So often we assume that feeling tired or weak is psychological, but many times it's biochemical. Supporting your mitochondria with nutrients like selenium and vitamin E from whole foods such as sunflower seeds can be one of the most effective ways to reclaim natural energy, without caffeine, pills, or stimulants. And here's the best part. All these benefits come in a tiny, portable, inexpensive seed. Sunflower seeds require no prep, no refrigeration, and no special tools. Just a handful a day, and you're reinforcing your body's inner defense system. Now that we've explored 6 powerful seeds, sesame, pumpkin, chia, flax, hemp, and sunflower, it's time to pull all of this together into a sustainable daily protocol. In the final section, we'll recap the science, outline an easy way to get started, and leave you with a challenge that could change the way you eat and move for the rest of your life. 6 simple seeds, each tiny, unassuming, and easy to overlook, yet each carrying profound effects on your body's ability to stay strong, mobile, and independent after 60. The science is clear. Aging does not have to mean shrinking bones, weakening muscles, or chronic stiffness. In fact, with the right tools, your body can regenerate, adapt, and thrive. And these seeds offer a natural, science-backed path to do just that. We began with sesame seeds, which support bone regeneration by activating osteoblasts and providing bioavailable calcium, magnesium, and sesamin to slow down bone loss. Then we turned to pumpkin seeds, whose magnesium and zinc help build muscle and regulate cortisol, protecting you from stress-induced muscle breakdown. With chia seeds, we unlock the hydration blueprint, how their water-holding gel boosts cellular fluid balance, joint lubrication, and omega-3-driven inflammation control. Flax seeds added the hormonal layer, stabilizing estrogen-testosterone balance while reducing inflammation and supporting collagen. We then moved to hemp seeds, which deliver all 9 essential amino acids and support tendon strength through arginine and nitric oxide production. Finally, sunflower seeds brought in anti-inflammatory and mitochondrial protection, thanks to vitamin E, selenium, and B vitamins that keep your cells energized and resilient. Here's the key message. None of these tools require radical changes. They're not expensive, complicated, or time-consuming. What they do require is intention, the choice to support your body every single day in small but powerful ways. So here's your challenge. Start a 7-day seed strength protocol. Choose at least 3 of the 6 seeds we covered. Every day for the next week, incorporate them into your meals. Sprinkle flaxseed on your breakfast. Toss pumpkin seeds into your afternoon snack. Blend chia into your smoothie. Don't aim for perfection, aim for consistency. Observe how your body feels, your energy, your digestion, your strength. You may be surprised how quickly subtle changes add up. And as always, remember this, your body is never too old to respond to nourishment. Muscle fibers can grow, bones can rebuild, mitochondria can regenerate. But it all begins with you taking small, science-backed steps like these that signal your body we're still in the game. If this video gave you insight, clarity, or even just a nudge to try something new, I invite you to become part of this community. Like the video, leave a comment sharing which seed you'll start with, and subscribe for more evidence-based strategies every week, because you're not just aging, you're evolving. And the more tools you have, the stronger, sharper, and more empowered that evolution becomes. Here's to strong bones, powerful muscles, and a life lived fully, starting with 1 seed at a time.